Daniel 10. In the 3rd year of Cyrus, king of Persia, a revelation was given to Daniel, who was called Belteshazzar. Its message was true, and it concerned a great war.
So during the Persian kingdom, a revelation was given to Daniel, and it still references his Babylonian name Belteshazzar, and I wonder why that's the case. Maybe the Persians preferred his Babylonian name over his Hebrew name. But this revelation was concerning a great war, or true and burdensome war. And to go ahead and let the cat out of the bag, I think this great war of chapter 10, 11, and 12, mostly 10 and 11, is the warring of the Grecian kingdom, which was the Ptolemaic kingdom and the Seleucids. So the Ptolemaic and Seleucid armies, the wars of Syria. In Wikipedia, you can look up the wars of Syria, or 6 wars of Syria. It'll give you the time frame and the people involved and what happened. And I believe that's what this section is talking about. We'll pick up on some of the clues as we go through.
The understanding of the message came to him in a vision. At that time, I, Daniel, mourned for 3 weeks. I ate no choice food, no meat or wine touched my lips, and I used no lotions at all until the 3 weeks were over.
So when Daniel says he ate no choice food for 3 weeks, I think that means he ate something nasty. Maybe oatmeal or rice or something like that. So it doesn't necessarily say or indicate that he completely fasted from all food, but it says he ate no choice food, no meat or wine or lotions.
On the 24th day of the 1st month, as I was standing on the bank of the great river, the Tigris, I looked up, and there before me was a man dressed in linen with a...
So this is Daniel, not in the vision, but in real life. He was standing by the Tigris River. The vision hadn't started yet, but this is telling where he was when he had the vision, or when he saw the vision.
With a belt of fine gold from Uphaz around his waist.
And in order to keep it straight, the man in linen is referred to a few times. So this man dressed in linen, who had an awesome appearance, and I think he was floating above the water, is one person, and another person shows up too, but we'll need to distinguish between the two.
His body was like topaz, his face like lightning, his eyes like flaming torches, his arms and legs like the gleam of burnished bronze, and his voice like the sound of a multitude.
All right, so that's the description of the man dressed in linen by the river Tigris. Body like topaz, face like lightning, eyes like torches, arms and legs like burnished bronze, and voice like the multitude. So this was an awesome appearance. This person in linen was just an awesome sight to behold.
I, Daniel, was the only one who saw the vision. Those who were with me did not see it, but such terror overwhelmed them that they fled and hid themselves.
Okay, so that's an indication that other people saw something that terrified them and ran away. So this is the indication that Daniel was not in a vision state at this point, or just seeing a dream or sleeping, but Daniel was physically by the Tigris River when he looked and saw this man in linen, and the other people who were with him didn't see the man in linen, but they saw something terrifying and that made them run away.
So I was left alone, gazing at this great vision. I had no strength left. My face turned deathly pale, and I was helpless. Then I heard him speaking, and as I listened to him, I fell into a deep sleep, my face to the ground.
I almost think that means he fainted. that he passed out. He was overwhelmed with the magnificence of the situation, and he passed out. He lost consciousness.
A hand touched me and set me trembling on my hands and knees. He said, Daniel, you who are highly esteemed, consider carefully the words I'm about to speak to you.
So I don't know if this was the man in linen who touched him. So far, I guess that's what we would conclude, that it was the man in linen who touched him. But it just said, a hand touched me and set me up on my hands and knees.
And stand up, for I have now been sent to you. And when he said this to me, I stood up trembling. Then he continued, Do not be afraid, Daniel. Since the first day that you set your mind to gain understanding and to humble yourself before your God, your words were heard, and I have come in response to them. But the prince of the Persian kingdom resisted me 21 days.
Now this confuses me a little bit. I like to think that this man in linen is either Jesus Christ or an angel. And either one of them, I would have a hard time understanding how the prince of Persia would resist him 21 days, or would it sounds like he's preventing this man in linen from coming to him. And I think either Jesus or an angel would have the power to overcome the prince of Persia. It's possible that it just means that he was tending to something there, but that would also indicate that some limitation in this man in linen's ability to do two things at once. So I'm not exactly sure what this resistance by the Persian prince means.
Then Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me, because I was detained there with the king of Persia.
So I think that's Michael the archangel, that this man in linen says, I was resisted by the prince of Persia, and then Michael the archangel was sent to help because he was detained. It's very confusing to me, because I don't think you could I don't think you can detain an angel or Jesus, but maybe I'm missing something.
Now I have come to explain to you what will happen to your people in the future.
All right, that's obviously the Jews. When someone talks to Daniel and says, I'm going to tell what's going to happen to your people, it's obviously the Jews. I'm going to talk about the Jewish future, the future for the Jews.
For the vision concerns a time yet to come.
In the future.
While he was saying this to me, I bowed with my face toward the ground and was speechless. Then one who looked like a man touched my lips, and I opened my mouth and began to speak. I said...
All right, so when he says one who looked like a man, most manuscripts of the Masoretic text, then something that looked like a human hand. So, I don't know if it's the hand that touched him earlier, just a hand, or there was another person standing there that wasn't so magnificent looking, but looked like a man. He didn't have wings or anything like that. He was just someone that looked like a man.
Said to the one standing before me, I am overcome with anguish because of the vision, my Lord, and I feel very weak. How can I, your servant, talk with you, my Lord? My strength is gone, and I can hardly breathe.
All right, so Daniel talks to the magnificent one in linen, which there may be something there too. You know, linen seems common to me, but everything else about this person is magnificent. So linen seems common and humble, but everything else seems glorious. So it's a little confusing. Maybe that's an indication that it's Jesus, but I'm not sure.
Again, the one who looked like a man touched me and gave me strength.
So there's two people here. There's the magnificent one in linen, and then there's the one who looks like a man. The one who's magnificent scares Daniel to death and takes his breath away and makes him pass out and faint. But the one who looks like a man encourages him and says, Daniel, don't be afraid, stand up, you can talk. And he's the one who's given him strength.
Do not be afraid, you who are highly esteemed, he said. Peace, be strong now, be strong. When he spoke to me, I was strengthened and said, Speak, my Lord, since you have given me strength. So he said, Do you know?
So it seems like Daniel's talking to the one in linen, the magnificent one, saying, Now speak, Lord, for you have given me strength. He's given the magnificent one credit for the one who looked like a man who gives him strength. It seems like the one who looks like a man gives him strength, but yet Daniel is given credit to the magnificent one for giving him strength. That's interesting.
Know why I have come to you? Soon I will return to fight against the prince of Persia, and when I go, the prince of Greece will come.
All right, so that certainly sets a timeline and the subjects of this vision. He's talking about Persia and Greece. He says he came during the Persian Empire. It says in the 3rd year of Cyrus, king of Persia. And he says that he's going to fight against the prince of Persia, and then the prince of Greece will come. And we know from history that after the Babylonian Empire came the Medo-Persian Empire, followed by the Greece Empire. So he's talking about the future of the Jews through the Persian kingdom and into the Greek kingdom.
But first I will tell you what is written in the book of truth. No one supports me against them except Michael, your prince.
So I think this is saying, I think it says somewhere else, maybe in this section of Daniel, these 10, 11, and 12 chapters, that Michael was the angel to the Jews. I think I've seen that somewhere, and I think that's what this is talking about. And maybe Michael was the guy that looked like a man who was giving him strength. I'm not sure about that either, but you can let me know if you have some insights there. So chapter 10 is pretty much just an introduction to the vision, where Daniel talks about how the magnificent one appeared before him, and this one who looked like a man gave him strength. And then we'll get into the meat of the vision in chapter 11.